Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and for today's video, we are talking about Down Into the Dark. This is a Hulu original movie, which is just how I found it. I was just searching for something to watch, and I saw this, and the premise is two strangers get trapped in an elevator. What may start to seemingly form as a romance turns dark. So initially, upon hearing that, I kind of thought that it might go in the route of Devil, if you've ever seen that film. It also takes place in an elevator. That one is about a group of strangers in an elevator, which I've seen. If I've reviewed it, I will include it here, but this one definitely takes a different route. It starts with these two different people who are both working in the same building, but are on different levels of the building. They both are the last ones. They are the last ones leaving for a long holiday weekend. You have Jennifer and Guy. Jennifer is planning on going to New York to surprise her ex-fiance, and Guy is just seemingly a guy that works there and is leaving for the weekend as well. They, of course, become stuck in this elevator and are kind of just trying to pass the time. We do see a camera view, and it seems like seemingly there's someone watching them, so I thought that this was gonna go in the route of a third party. Maybe someone was going to kind of reach out to them to make them do some things, maybe some sort of trickery like that, or be controlling the situation. They do of course go through all the stereotypical things of trying to, climb through the top of the elevator, trying to call for help, trying to hit the emergency button. None of that works, so they end up just kind of forming this friendship, talking about their lives, exchanging stories. Jennifer actually ends up being the one that kind of initiates this conversation of weirdest place that you've had sex. They've been kind of drinking some wine. The guy had been given by a client, so they're both kind of in a flirty mood. They both kind of exchange these stories. Jennifer tells a story of being in a library in college. Guy says that he doesn't have a story, but makes one up, and then we end up having Jennifer initiate taking the relationship at a further route. This quite long and very intense sexual scene between the two of them. You see everything, you see a lot. It's quite a bit of a scene. And at the end of it, Guy ends up telling Jennifer that he could fall in love with her. It's developing these feelings, and she comes clean about the fact that she was on her way to see her ex-fiance to make amends, and that she still plans on doing that this was just a fun fling thing between the two of them, and that it's not going to go any further, that she already has this plan for her life. And that is where Guy starts to lose it. He gets very angry with her and ends up eventually coming clean about the fact that he is not who she thinks he is, that he's not actually an accountant, he does not actually work on one of the higher up levels. He's actually a security guard who has been watching her and wanting her attention. And of course she asks him at one point, like, why did you just ask me out like a normal person? And he said, oh, you never would have. And basically this crazy entitled guy who did all this and tricked Jennifer into being locked in this elevator and spending the weekend. He does eventually show that he's able to unlock the elevator, but through the two of them fighting, they end up actually breaking the key and really getting stuck in the elevator, and they fight, and there's bloodshed, and just craziness happens. Other people show up and get killed, and it's a really long film. Now, I didn't hate it by any means. Not the greatest film ever made, but it's not bad. It just continued on a little too long. You kind of got to parts where you thought that it was going to end, and then it just continues, and it kind of did that thing of moving out of the elevator, and I will say at one point I thought this is gonna end and be an unsatisfying ending, but we do actually end up getting a pretty satisfying ending. I'll say that. I spoiled a lot about this film. I'm not gonna give it completely away, but yeah, it's an interesting film to say the least. It definitely went a route that I was not expecting. I'm happy. Like, I don't want it to obviously be like a complete copy from other elevator horrors, which this had me actually thinking I should do a video on elevator like horror films. So if that's something you guys would be interested in me talking about, there's actually a few, not a lot, but there's a few elevator horrors out there. So maybe I'll review some more of those. But if you have seen this film, let me know what your thoughts were on it, if you liked it or not. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a big old thumbs up and make sure that you hit that subscribe button for more horror and spooky related content. And I will see you all again later with another video. Bye.